you get to ask me any question at all. I'll let you know if I answer it or not. If I answer, you can just ask me another one and we go from there. But I have to ask, you can ask me any question whatsoever.
Favorite like sandwich toppings.
Actually, I've been craving since Subway. Shout out Subway, by the way. Actually, bacon. Because bacon can go on anything, and bacon is one of those things where it's like, look, I just want some like ham sandwich. You can put a little sliced bacon, no problem. Chicken sandwich, put a little bacon on there, no problem. I sound such like a fat boy right now. Chicken bacon, bacon scrimps or shrimps, whatever how you call it. You got that scrimps. Like bacon go on anything, I'll eat it. I'm like that for me. What about you?
My favorite topping?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want to see that. I'm saying bacon. I want to see if everybody on my level of fat kid right now. So
I don't know. Like I love burgers. Well, I love.
Yeah, but what you love putting on top of that?
What you love putting on anything? Like you can say avocado spread.
I love jalapenos.
That's my second. I always put jalapenos.
Yeah, I just like a little like kick, or add like an extra little kick.
I would say like I love hot sauce on everything. So hot sauce on a burger or sandwich always goes fine.
That's facts. What's your question for me?
When's your next show?
All right. So, I'm actually doing Latif show over in Falls Church on Monday. I'm doing an open mic Monday. That'll be the first time I've done open mic in about 4 or 5 months.
Why the long break?
Sick.
Oh. I've actually answered that, but you hold me. I'm gonna So when my pops passed, my biggest thing about when my pop passed was, all right, let me find my rhythm 5 and everything else. What I've been telling everybody is I had to find funny again because he's such an influence on me when I was thinking about comedy or doing comedy. He would be the first person I text, first person I call, that kind of thing. And then me and my dad never really had that kind of relationship. Like, he'd be the first person I call and everything. And that's fine. That's no problem. But it was one of those things that I immediately bonded with my pops. And we were like, all right, we finally got like somewhere in our relationship really well. So when everything happened, it was like, all right, how do I like doing comedy? I did one show afterwards. I think I did one show sometime in October. And I did fine. Like, it was no problem. But I didn't feel funny. I didn't feel the crowd. I didn't feel anything that I should have felt or like I normally feel after a show.
Right.
So I remember I sat down with Rose. She was there with me. And I was like, I'm going to need to take a break. And she was like, wow, you did good. I'm like, it just ain't it. And you get that feeling as an artist. Like, it's like you're doing that right now with your AR work. You're like, you love music, but you're just like there's days you don't want to do and all that. So I took that long enough break. I'm doing the show Monday. I got a show I'm going to Tuesday. So I'm doing back-to-back work there. Shout out to my guy, Jared, over at Shooter's Bar. We're going to be over there Tuesday night at 7:30. So please check us out. That's going to be every other Tuesday, y'all. So by the time y'all get this, follow up on my Instagram. Y'all going to see the show. All right. But nah, it's just really been, it's just time. But same thing like you. I'm writing. I have notes in my phone that I'm like, all right, this can work here, this can work there, and everything been fine. So it's just like I'm just trying to figure out where the funny is, and it takes time. But I feel like I'm a lot more comfortable now. I'm a lot more used to what I want to say and a lot of stuff I want to say. So I have availability to do that Monday, Tuesday, and then I'm probably gonna get on my grind again and start going to the city a lot more since I'm in Alexandria. That's one of the main reasons why I moved out to Alexandria, because I was like, I'm in Alexandria, I'm 10 minutes away from the city. There's tons and tons of open mics in the city for comedians and artists as well. So please, y'all check that out as well. So that's why I felt like, I'm like, I need to get in the city, because comedy in DC is like a miniature New York in terms of like, you get the nooks and crannies of where people want to go for comedy, but the level of talent in DC is unmatched. Like I've felt from other comics, like of course Dave Chappelle and everything like that, but the level of DC comics that in the city compared to like, I've seen people come down from New York and having in New York is just the swag. The swag of a New York comic is different, but the swag of a DC comic is a lot more like it's just a regular day life in the DMV. You would never expect somebody to be a comic in there and they're ripping their shit. So I'm really excited for that because I think as any artist, you anticipate what you want in a performance, and that's why I'm starting to yearn back again, like that anticipation, that excitement, more of the like, I gotta do this again, and I gotta figure out like how I'm gonna word this, that, and the third. That hasn't always been there.
It's like very dreadful.
It's dreadful because I tell people this all the time. Like I do jiu-jitsu as well, Wale. And I know, thanks, man. I know like at the end of a tournament or at the end of a match, I know my score. At the end of end of all that, I know my score for comedy for this. For comedy for this, you don't know the anticipation. You don't know the results at the end of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you have to really like. Same thing with music. You hear the response and like, okay, this is fire. And you don't hear a response, like, all right, that's kind of trash. Yeah. So it's like that's what you had to learn. But that's actually a really good question.